Hello and welcome to Chabot News for March 2nd, 2023. My name is Ariana Paricio and today we will be covering the massive hailstorm that caught everybody by surprise, what deaf cheerleaders had to do to fit into a hearing world of cheerleaders, and how college football is coping with the loss of one of its own. All that and more coming up on this edition of Chabot News. Wednesday night, February 22nd, Hayward, as well as the greater parts of the Bay Area, was hit what felt like a massive hailstorm. Residents throughout the greater Bay Area posted videos to Facebook and news media of the noise and damage caused by these golf ball-sized hail. Along with the hailstorm came frigid temperatures and near-freezing weather, which left a blanket of snow in some parts of the Oakland Hill and Montclair district. What you're seeing right now is driver driving up Highway 17 through the Santa Cruz Hills. A first-generation 2007 iPhone sold for more than $63,000 in an online auction Sunday. That's more than 100 times its original cost of $599. The box had never been opened. The original iPhone offered early Apple adopters a 3.5-inch screen with the 2-megapixel camera plus 4 or 8 gigabyte storage options. It also offered internet capabilities in iTunes. It had no app store, ran on a 2G network, and was exclusive to AT&T's network. Bidding on this phone started earlier this month at $2,500. Another unopened first-generation iPhone sold for more than $39,000 in October. In the latest reports, Natasha Yee, a host for Wild 94.9, is still in search for her husband Jeffrey Vandergrift. Vandergrift, a 54-year-old native of San Francisco, is a popular radio host of Wild 94.9's Morning, The JV Show. His disappearance comes as a shock to everyone, with even his wife speculating that her husband might not be coming home. Although foul play is not suspected in his disappearance, the circumstances have brought much fear and concern in the hearts of those closest to Vandergrift. The San Francisco Police Department's efforts to locate Vandergrift are still ongoing and in hopes to bring him home, and said authorities have requested that Natasha Yee refrain from sharing additional details about the investigation as it's ongoing. He was last seen at his home on the 200 block of King Street about 10 p.m. on February 23, police said. He is 6 feet tall, weighs 180 pounds, has brown eyes, is bald, and was wearing black sweatpants at the time of his disappearance. If you have seen him or have any more details about his whereabouts, don't hesitate to contact the San Francisco Police Department. Now let's check in with our main man entertainment this week, Jonathan Piper II, and find out what box office records have been broken. Jonathan?
Thank you, Ariana. Well, as you may know, there's a lot happening in entertainment, both at the box office and in the heart of Hollywood. Here's David with the Hollywood Minute.
Avatar: The Way of Water has passed Titanic for third place on the worldwide all-time box office chart. With $2.244 billion, the sequel is still more than $500 million behind Avengers: Endgame for second and nearly $680 million behind the original Avatar for first. Of course, with the two Avatars and Titanic, James Cameron still has 3 of the top 4 highest-grossing movies ever.
Pushing our sound to places we've never been before. And that
Pentatonix is kicking off a busy week on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The Grammy-winning a cappella group gets a star today in the live performance category. 3 days from now, a posthumous star ceremony is planned for the late actor Ray Liotta in the movies category. And then 3 days after that, actress and producer Courtney Cox gets her star in the television category. Plenty of friends figure to be on hand for all 3 Tinseltown events. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Thanks, David. For the 31st straight time, a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie has debuted number 1 at the box office. David has early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters from Friday through Sunday.
I don't know what's going on here.
Knock at the Cabin stayed in 5th place, scaring up $3.9 million. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is at $168 million domestic, after a 4th place weekend worth $5.3 million. Magic Mike's Last Dance fell from 1st to 3rd on ticket sales of $5.5 million. Avatar: The Way of Water made $6.1 million for second place and a domestic total of $658 million, passing Jurassic World for ninth place on the all-time list. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania opened big, $104 million, the best Ant-Man launch ever and the first $100 million debut this year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Thanks, David. My name is Jonathan Piper II, and that is this week's entertainment news. Now, let's toss it back to you, Ariana, at the news desk.
Marvel movies Starbucks is adding an unexpected ingredient to its newest cup of Joe, olive oil. The coffee chain is introducing a new line of drink made with a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil. The new line includes the Oleato Latte, the Oleato Ice Shaken Espresso, and Oleato Golden Foam Cold Brew. The latte has in it oat milk and olive oil, while the espresso takes those two ingredients and add a hazelnut flavor. Finally, the cold brew features a sweet milk foam infused with 2 olive oil servings. Starbucks will make the new beverages available at its cafes in Italy this week. Versions will then hit Southern California this spring. Starbucks says the drinks will eventually go global sometime this year. February 23 marked the 3-year anniversary of the racially motivated murder of Ahmaud Arbery in coastal Georgia. Prosecutors say the 25-year-old black man was out for a jog when 3 white men chased him in trucks and fatally shot him. Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Roddy Bryan were convicted of murder and hate crimes in federal court. They were also convicted at the state level. Arbery's killing sparked protests across the country as well as community runs that are 2.23 miles, a tribute to the date of Arbery's death. One such run is planned for lawmakers in Atlanta on Friday. For all things happening in sports this week, let's turn to our sports correspondents, Don Wright, to find out. What's going down, Don?
Thanks, Ariana. First up in sports news, members of the University of Dallas Las Vegas football community are in mourning after the death of one of their own on Monday, a 20-year-old defensive lineman named Ryan Keeler. Kay DeMarsh spoke with us, and she spoke with friends of Keeler's and filed this report.
Many have taken to social media today in shock at the death of UNLV defensive lineman Ryan Keeler.
A man of faith, a really hard worker, and above all, just a great teammate, man. Truly a great team. I could never complain about anything that Ryan's ever done.
Aiden Robbins from the University of Louisville and Keeler from Rutgers University both transferred to UNLV a month apart last season and quickly became friends.
And honestly, I did. There was part of me that did look up to Ryan a little bit, even though he was my little brother. He was definitely one of the hardest working guys on the team, man.
Keeler, a 6'6", 275-pound sophomore from Chicago, played in 2 games last season and had 8 tackles and 1 sack. Robbins says he isn't sure of his cause of death, but says they last spoke Wednesday on Ryan's birthday.
Just wished him happy birthday, and the last thing he ever told me was, to keep being me, and he was hoping that all was well with me, and I told him likewise, man. I just wanted him to keep doing what he was doing because, he was definitely on a great path, man. And
Thanks, Kay. The university has not released cause of death yet. UNLV's head coach released a statement saying, in part, quote, "Our condolences and prayers go out to Ryan's family as we grieve along with them during their tremendous loss." And now with some happier news. Cheerleader team in Iowa is making history with their first competition win, and it's a big deal for good reason. Jonah Gilmore shows us how they're moving and grooving without hearing the music.
It's not about what you hear, it's more so what you feel.
We feel everything. It's so important.
This beat helps the Iowa School for the Deaf cheerleaders move and groove. At the beat of the drum, they feel a vibration.
We practice and do our routine with the drum and the music, and we do it repetitively again and again.
The ISD cheerleaders made history.
It's just so exciting. I can't even explain it. I'm at a loss for words.
Competing and winning the Great Plains School for the Deaf Cheer Championship.
Really just proved that Hard work is important and it makes a difference, and having passion.
Senior Brittany Adams says she always knew she could do anything, and even when she felt nervous, she went for it.
I gained a lot of confidence. I was really hesitant at first, and I felt like now cheerleading is part of who I am.
Getting to this point took a lot of hard work.
We ask a lot on the girls. It's a big commitment, but they gave everything they had to this year.
The team hopes they can serve as an inspiration.
Being deaf has a stigma. A lot of people are afraid of what that means.
Proud to shatter glass ceilings, proving just because they are deaf, they can still make their presence heard.
Once you commit and you give it your all, nothing can stop you. You can do anything.
Thanks, Jonah. That was an amazing story. Well, that's all for sports. I'm Don Wright with all the latest in sports updates. And now, let's send it back to you, Ariana, at the desk.
Have some unused gift cards still laying around for Christmas? Apparently you aren't the only one. According to a new survey for more than 1,200 Americans, nearly 2/3 have at least one unspent gift card. The survey from online financial advisory services provider Credit Summit found at least half of those surveyed admitted losing a gift card before they used it. A majority of survey respondents said that their unredeemed gift cards were worth $200 or less. Credit Summit reports there is as much as $21 billion worth of unused or lost gift cards. Gift cards don't expire until at least 5 years from the date it was activated, according to federal law. If you have unused or unwanted gift cards, there are several websites on which you can sell, trade, or donate them. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 for more Chabot TV.